Vlogmas day 6, December the 6th. It is my daughter Leah's birthday, 21. That makes me older. Means I've been married a long time too. Hey, look, the mirror behind my head. Look, I can go, I have a tiara. Always be aware of your background. So I'm sitting in, well, technically it used to be Leah's bedroom, but I made it into my office when she was moving out. And my son and I had this discussion, and he's like, I think I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that for my computer and my desk. I'm going to use Leah's room. And I'm like, no, you're not. I've been waiting for that room for years. That's going to be my office. And he's like, no. So he's like, no, it'll be great. My room's the smallest. You already have a big bedroom, and you have the rest of the house. He goes, it's just not fair. We had this whole long conversation. So he was out for the day. The next day after she moved out, I had myself moved in 24 hours. Anyway, so that cupboard over there, this one, that's my stash cupboard. Okay, Milo, you're sitting on my lap here. Milo's like right in the middle of all this. Computer, desk full of stuff, projects. I'm gonna do all my beads. I'm actually going to try and make a few stitch markers because they're always a handy little Christmas gift. Computer, and then it goes into my cute little, I love this little cabinet. I found it in somebody's barn. They were getting rid of it. And if I can get the blowout going. This is the view outside. Whoop. Of the river and our barn. It's pretty nice. It's a snowy gray day, but the water's still flowing. So, and then more stash. Okay, how come everyone's got these really nice cabinets with stash behind them in their blogs, but mine are full of this, just balls. I have like, an occasional skein, but mine are all partial balls. This entire thing is just, pretty much just partial balls, everything. And then of course this cabinet, this one's full of like material and stuff. Ignore the vacuum. The mural on the wall my daughter painted when she was in here. And then this cabinet, my other stash cabinet, maybe over there. Of course, a giant thing of needles that I pretty much don't use because they're all straights and I don't like knitting with straights. This is the stash cabinet. Again, not a whole lot of skeins, just a lot of partials and half-finished projects. But I like this cabinet. I painted this cabinet years ago. It's like a big scene of stars and a sunset with a big pine tree. And then this desk is a really old sewing machine that I don't even think works that well. Oh, Milo hears the snowplow, so he's getting all excited because it turns around at the bridge. So it makes a lot of beeping and stuff, and he thinks they're coming in our driveway, but they're not. And then that's the view out the other window. There's our lovely 1973 RV. Anybody want it? Because it's never going to be, we're never going anywhere in that thing. It does drive. It needs to be completely renovated inside, but yeah, no. University to pay for. And then I've got my little water fountain. My husband doesn't understand why I have that because he thinks it's going to make me have to go to the washroom constantly. Admittedly, sometimes it kind of does. Anyway, so that's my wee little office. The walls are purple. And on the front of the door, Leah painted, let me see if I can. It's a TARDIS. The whole bedroom door she painted has a TARDIS on it. Yeah, it was her Doctor Who phase. But it's kind of cool. I like the concept that the TARDIS is bigger on the inside than what it looks like on the outside. And this is my fabulous wingback chair that I picked up at good old IKEA in the as-is department. I think the only thing that was missing was the package or something, the information on it. I mean, how much information do you need for an armchair? Tim thought I was crazy having an armchair. He thought you're going to be too low, it's going to make you crazy, but it's fabulous because I can sit back, I can knit, I can tuck my legs in and watch podcasts on my computer, I can put the keyboard in my lap. No, works great. So it's just after 2. I have to go into the store because it's drop-in knit class today. We'll see if anyone shows up. I don't know. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I just sit and knit and talk to Anne because she's running the shop and I help customers. So, and then I'm at work tomorrow. And Leah's coming tomorrow on the bus with her couple friends. So the house is going to fill up fast. Yeah, it's going to get messy and loud. It's okay. I kind of like it. Okay, talk at you later. Hi, crafty creators. So it's evening, day 6, and I'm just sort of in my little studio office space that I showed you earlier, and I'm kind of making some little teeny tiny little stitch markers because I have kind of a ridiculous amount of beads when I went through my jewelry making stage. Oh, that would have been about 8 years ago or so. Anyways, so I have all these findings. I have all kinds of beautiful beads. So I picked up a few other things since then, now that I'm into knitting, that I'm going to make into beads. These little miniature sweater on like knitting needles and little knitting diva handmade. I like this. There's always this symbol. I love this symbol where it's like a little hand and there's a heart in the middle of it. You see it? There's something neat about the hand. The hand just yells out that whole I'm handmade. Anyways, so got a whole bunch of ones that I made before, and I'm trying to make up a few more. So I've got them for little knitting friend gifties, and it's so important because then right now if I just had the overhead light on and these light, there's not enough light in here. So I bought for myself, I think this will work. It's this crazy light. Hang on, let me turn it off. Woo! One there. So it's a floor lamp. It's gooseneck. It changes direction. It's daylight. It has 4 different levels. All you do is touch the ends and that's how it turns off and on. But I can sweep it out. I can bend it down, up, whatever I want. It has made my life so much easier. Between picking colors, because I literally won't start a knitting project picking any kind of colors until it's daylight. I like daylight in the store. I've put all daylight bulbs in because there's nothing worse than not being able to see color properly. And then I started playing with cross stitch. It was the cross stitch that really did it because I haven't cross stitched since I was in my 20s. And boy, my eyes, now that I'm 50, yes, I'm 50, I did it half a century. Not so good, my eyes. I never wore glasses till I was 39 at all. And now I have to wear them, and they're like trifocals, or I don't know, they've got a lot of different close-up, further away settings in my glasses. So yeah, this light has been so awesome. And it's clear. It wasn't too expensive. It was worthwhile. I'm honestly thinking I might stock them in the store because I bought it from one of my wholesale companies. So I know the Ott light is supposed to be really good. This isn't specifically that brand, but it's nice. It's white. It's a very streamlined, just a skinny pole and a round base, and it's sturdy enough it doesn't fall over, which is also important when you have cats and dogs and shenanigans running around your house. So I'm just making some little stitch markers and stuff right now. The other thing I need to do, I need to go on the Quince website because Quince has, as a yarn store owner, we get, Quince, for example, gives us patterns that they're in the midst of testing. So we're welcome to look at the patterns, make up the patterns. So far, they don't really tell us when the date is that the patterns are going to go live, but I assume they all will. But they've got some beautiful new patterns that I want desperately to make. So what I kind of try to do now when it starts getting quiet, I'm just going to find it and I can show you. They always have this please keep confidential these notes to us. New colors, new this. Yeah, they got some new colors for Piper. Ooh, but I didn't tell. I didn't tell you what they look like. But they give us all this pattern catalog so that we can actually make up the samples before the pattern goes live, or at least have the sample knit up and ready to go as soon as it does go live. They did a whole bunch of patterns over the summertime in the linen line sparrow and kestrel, so it was great. But now I've got to make my decisions, because now is the time to start knitting all the samples, because when spring comes, come April, I have to start going to the festivals, and Quince yarn is the one I showcase probably the most. I seem to be one of the stores that has the most quantity of Quince yarns, and if you've never knit with it, it really is fabulous. Like, the chickadee yarn is our #1 selling. It's technically a sport weight, or what you would call even a light DK. You can knit it to DK because it's got so much volume in it, and it's 100% wool, but it's soft, like softer. It's not merino, it is American wool, but it's softer than like Brooklyn tweed for sure. Who's sneaking in my office? Yeah. So it's just so lovely and soft, and the color palette, I don't know, it just attracts women everywhere. It's such a beautiful color palette. It's funny though, Tim doesn't like the color palette. He likes Brooklyn tweed because, well, he's a guy. And Brooklyn tweed definitely has the more deeper tones and things like that. Oh yeah, here we go. So technically, am I allowed to show you? I don't know. They haven't said not to, but this is sort of the back door into stuff. There's a couple sweaters. I have a chickadee shawl that I'm have a test knitter knitting for me right now. They just say like being test knit at this point. But there's this lark pullover, this little sweater of lark, which is worsted weight. Let me see if I can pull it up. Come on, little computer. Wakey, wakey. Working hard. Yeah, there we go. I just like the neckline of it, and it's got a really neat shoulder seaming on it. And it's got a split seam on the bottom, and a twisted rib, I guess that's what it is. Anyways, I kind of like this shape of it. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. Hold on to yourself. Don't get seasick. So this is the one called Lark Pullover. See how the neck, it's almost got like, it's almost like a little bit of a mock turtle, and I love how this is kind of more open, like it's wider. It's just interesting. And then it's hard to see in this, but down here on the inside of the seam is the same kind of patterning that you have here coming down, and then this is a split seam. So this is actually the full pattern in here. But this is one I want to make. Let's see. These are the other ones. This is the shawl. This is such a pretty shawl. Takes a fair amount of yarn, but tickety, tickety, tickety. We're doing ours, I think, in the color called pomegranate. This is chickadee yarn. You see it? It's got such pretty details, and it's actually got a little bobble in the middle of each of these diamonds. And it's a big square wrap. I like those because those are kind of like, you know, wrap yourself up. It's like a blanket, but you can wear it as a shawl. Whoops, sorry. And these fingerless gloves, like, so pretty. Oh, Quince, you have so many goodies. Let's see. Oh, yeah. They're coming out with a few new pinks, I think, too. This sweater's so awesome. Whoop. Blue screen of death. Nope. There we go. I like this one too with the pockets. It's a nice length. wing tunic. Yeah, technically I'm probably not supposed to be looking at all this stuff. Or showing the public anyways, but it's so pretty. And that's a colorwork shawl, scarf, sorry, in Finch. It looks daunting though. That's a lot of color. But look how smart and clean it looks. It's like, it doesn't look knit, like it looks machine knit. You know what I mean? Like commercial. But man, it's pretty. Fresh colors. Yeah, pretty pretty. And this is the puffin sweater, which is kind of a big, much bigger knit. Probably like a, what is the needle size on those? Like a 6.5? And it's sort of a single ply too. But it looks like just, you know, a sweater you would just dive into for the weekend. I like that little contrast on the edging. Anyway, so I have to pick out of all these test patterns what I'm going to make. Let's see, and then the rest are by, yeah, there's some beautiful shawls in here. So pretty. The photography is good too. So I have to come up with which one we're gonna make so we can showcase it at the festivals. I hate making these decisions. Yeah, look how pretty that is. And the nice thing about their patterns, they tend to be simplistic. There's nothing overcomplicated. You don't even hardly need, I wouldn't even say you need to be an intermediate knitter for most of them. They're just so well done. They really are. And which one yarn is this? I think this might be, is this Piper? Oh, wow, that's got a really kind of an interesting texture. It looks almost coarse a little bit. It's Bristol Ivy. Let's see, what are you made with? Oh, linen. That's why it's got that nice look to it. Linen's kind of amazing, isn't it? It's like a little ropey, but it's soft. When it just, you just keep wearing it and washing it, and it just keeps getting softer. Yeah, I've actually had a couple customers that are avid linen knitters, and you know what? They finish knitting, they throw it in the washing machine and the dryer to kind of really give it a good washing and softening. And they said it's as if it's like 5 years of softening gets done in one shot. Because linen doesn't shrink, doesn't stretch. It is pretty amazing fabric. Anyways, oh, decisions, what are we going to make? Anyways, hopefully you'll be seeing these in the next few months. All these patterns will show up and be available. So, any ideas, any suggestions on samples, which ones to make? What colors? I just want to knit all of it. I wish I was a faster knitter. I'm pretty fast. Tim thinks I'm Speedy Gonzalez, but compared to him, I am. Anyways, I'll decide. I usually throw it out to the knit crew, the knit night crew, and see what everybody suggests. But we shall see. Anyways, tonight might be a little noisier with Leah's crew coming. We talked to her on the phone, my daughter, and she's wished her, saying happy birthday very badly to her, my husband and I. But she's taking the bus home. Yay! Everybody in the same house again. Okay, well, have a lovely evening. Happy crafting. Enjoy the evening. And hopefully the weather is nice in your area. We're getting quite a bit of snow right now. We're almost 2 inches to 3 inches on the ground right now. It's very fluffy. Big fluffy flakes are flying around. So it's very Christmassy looking. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Bye.